What's your favorite breakfast food? Do you feel the floor beneath your feet? What is your name? And what do you love more than anything in the world? These questions are not unrelated. Each concerns itself with what it means to be you. Each holds the potential for a re-encounter with the self. And together, these questions can bring a renewed sense of clarity to identity and being. Now, I know what it's like to feel pushed beyond or shoved out of myself. 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with PTSD, with recurring dissociative disorders. An illustration for those unfamiliar with the term, it's my 5th birthday party, hosted at an indoor playground called, ironically, Going Bonkers. There are lights and there is noise, and there is my mother brushing back my hair. The room is getting bigger. Its contents are getting further away, and suddenly, I don't feel real anymore. Such experiences would come to permeate my daily life. I knew people who would do anything to escape reality, while I would do anything to feel real. I spent most of 21, all of 22, and the first third of 23 on pretrial house arrest. The surrealism of having lost everything sparked a desire for a new beginning. It was time to heal. I started seeing a therapist. I had some prior experience with meditation, and she tapped into this as she taught me new breathing and counting exercises to help keep my feet on the ground. She also helped me cultivate a happy place, which was great, but when I'm dissociative, I need to feel that I'm here, not on the purple sands of Wiggle Island. And so, I started experimenting. I expanded the breathing and counting routines into an exercise in environmental awareness, one that begins with the recognition of individual physical sensations and then progresses toward the conceptualization of each environmental element generating that sensory input. So I realized I could sit outside and say, I hear 2 birds singing. I see 4 trees over there, and genuinely feel more in tune with my immediate reality. But then, as the date of my trial began to approach, I began to wrestle with my sense of self. When you've done something terrible, it becomes the only thing you've ever done. I became obsessed with the idea of who I was in and to the world. It was increasingly clear that I was going to serve a prison sentence, that I was going to uproot all that was familiar in my life. And as I started saying my goodbyes, I also started making lists. I made a playlist and filled it with all of my favorite songs. I made a list of my favorite cookies, of my favorite scents, and I looked to these lists for closure and catharsis, but instead, they brought me into conversation with myself, urged me to laugh with and at myself, to relate to myself by way of a list of seemingly inconsequential preferences was, in a way, the perfect foil to legacy. There were moments throughout what I call my house arrest era in which I suffered from suicidal ideation, but now I realized that to kill myself wouldn't just mean opting out of life. It would mean destroying this small and special creature who prefers lilac to lavender and snickerdoodle to chocolate chip. There is an innocent and earnest satisfaction in taking these small preferences seriously, taking the time to reply thoughtfully to the trivial is a habit we often fall out of as we age into ambiguity. Even my favorite breakfast food is a component of my identity. And amid my identity crisis, I needed to know that I'm something more than a story or a legacy, that I'm also a person who likes waffles, and that sometimes that's all I can be, and that that's okay. Now, this re-encounter with myself this radical self-compassion led to larger questions. What do I love? What is my truth? I had finally become someone I could learn to live with, to care for, to forgive. For years, PTSD had taken me away from myself, and now it was time for me to step out beyond myself on purpose and with purpose. My fiance experiences dissociative episodes as well. And as we worked through these issues together, she helped me compress the essential elements of my personal journey into a set of replicable exercises. And from this, the grounding pyramid was born. Our journey begins at the bottom of the pyramid, with the recognition of our own presence, and with the introduction of slow, intentional breaths. We then progress upward to the bodily awareness stage of the pyramid, in which we take some time to acknowledge the different parts of our bodies and to truly appreciate and experience their interconnectedness. From here, we ease into the sensory engagement stage. This is where we take some time to focus on the things that we feel, smell, hear, and see around us. I like to start with touch and then end with sight, going from the most to the least, let's say, physical of the five senses. From there, we move into conceptualization. Here, we focus on those same environmental elements, those sensory input generators, but on counting them and on perhaps describing them. It's worth noting here that for phase one, the first two steps of the pyramid, we focus on our physical external self. And then for the next two stages, on our environment, because now, for the top of the pyramid, for the third phase, we turn our attention inward. In the identity stage, we introduce ourselves to ourselves by name. My name is Jeshua. We then use the choice stage as an extension of this claim to identity. It sounds like this. My name is Jeshua, and my favorite flower is the bunch flower daffodil. This then serves as a segue into the love stage, the top of the pyramid. We transition here from our inner self to preparation to take that first step out beyond this self into the world. My name is Jeshua, and I love to write. And the open recognition and expression of this helps me to orient myself. It empowers me so that when I need to be more than somebody who likes waffles or daffodils, and the day does come, I know what I'm all about. There are portions of my life that feel, in retrospect, like one long, sustained episode. You've heard about the experiences that helped bring me back and about the exercises my partner and I compressed them into. But it's worth noting that these exercises, this grounding pyramid, is not just for people who experience dissociative episodes. It's for anybody who feels disoriented, disconnected, out of touch, who struggles with anxiety and racing thoughts, who needs to feel more comfortable in their own reality. It's for you, to empower you, to hold your own hand, to guide yourself as you step forward outside of yourself and into the world beyond. My name is Jeshua, and I am so many things, and I love so many things. And through this love, I am more. And yet, I'm here, breathing, a small and special creature with my feet on the floor, and that's okay.